Michael Meissner, who is the chairman of the board of the Cleveland Council on World Affairs, who the council made a nice generous donation, and we engraved their name as well on one of the tables behind the statue. Thank you, Mike. Mike is a very distinguished lawyer in Cleveland.
Good afternoon. As Weil mentioned, my name is Michael Meissner. I'm the current chair of the Cleveland Council on World Affairs. My immediate predecessor was Dr. Weil, who graciously asked me to talk at this dedication ceremony, and I'd like to thank him and all of you for this opportunity. I will freely admit I was unfamiliar with the poetry of John Kibani before Weil asked me to speak, so I felt it was important to become acquainted with it before talking today. My wife, Kathy Ann, took the time to take some of his works out of the library, and we took turns reading them to each other one evening when we were away for a romantic getaway. Kibani is a powerful writer with a strong sense of romance in his poetry, and we thoroughly enjoyed his work. One of the themes in his work, especially in the later stages of his career, is being in exile, away from his beloved Damascus. He left Syria after the death of his second wife and lived in Geneva, Paris, and London. Thus, like many of us, or like our parents or grandparents here in Cleveland, he knew what it was like to be an immigrant, to leave the country of your birth, live among strangers with different customs, speaking a different language. In our world today, immigration has become one of the key issues that we must face. In the United States, it is a controversial issue in the presidential campaign, with many politicians advocating policies based on anger and frustration and not on compassion. In Europe, millions of people are fleeing war-torn areas, including the Syria that Kibani loved, or areas with little or no economic prospects for their citizens. These immigrants seek only peace and the opportunity for them and their families to contribute to their new adopted society. In some countries, including unfortunately our own, they are met with suspicion and rejection, even by those who themselves are descended from previous immigrants. But luckily, in most areas, they are welcomed and given refuge. In Europe, countries such as Germany, France, and England have agreed to accept hundreds of thousands. And in the United States, even amidst the angry speeches of some politicians, I'd like to think we still remember the words on the Statue of Liberty. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Cleveland has long been a home to immigrants. In the beginning, they came from Ireland, Germany, Eastern Europe, Italy, Russia. And there are many gardens testifying to this along the street. More recently, they have come from China, Korea, India, Pakistan, the Middle East, Central America. My grandmother was an immigrant. Cleveland's strength comes from this diversity, and that is something we should always remember. I'd like to close with a few lines from one of Kibani's poems. I don't honestly think he wrote it with regard to immigration or different cultures learning from each other. In fact, I'm pretty sure it was a love poem, as so many of his work. But the sentiments are appropriate. The poem is called In Spite. In spite of all our conflicts, in spite of the animosity, the obstinacy and inhibitions, in spite of all our differences, how alike we are in our spirits and in our thoughts. Isn't all of this profound evidence that we are friends of the same destiny, traveling the same road? These are powerful words, and words that can help unite us. Let us honor Kibani by helping each other travel that road together. Thank you.